major successes in Connecticut, in Vermont, in Iowa, in Maine, and that fight is now coming to New York, New Jersey, and guess where else? That's right!
Today's decision was appalling, but so was the vote on Prop 8 on November 4th. Yet that vote mobilized you and tens of thousands like you across America, as Willow has pointed out. That has led to the point where today, more Americans support marriage equality than oppose it. Nationally. Do we just sit back now and wait for President Obama to present us our rights? No! President Obama, a little secret, is not gone. Okay? He is not going to hand our rights, inscribe them on a stone tablet, give them to Rom, say, Rom, go down the mountain and give them out to the people. It's our responsibility now to make President Obama and the Democratic Congress do it.
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Joe Law has got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Joe Law has got to go!
They stand for inequality. They stand for bigotry. They stand for injustice. They stand for some and not for all of us. We do not have a pro-equality majority in Congress, and we have to continue to let them know that we are not going to be silenced, we are not going to compromise, and we are not going to be moderate. You must write to the president and say, we elected you because of your promise of hope and justice, and it's time for you to show it.
It's great time for us to know that some of my brothers and sisters of the club were behind the funding that helped pass Proposition 8. My message to those clergy members are this: you do not speak for me. You do not speak for my church. And you do not speak for God. When you have the opportunity to speak up, when you hear somebody say something negative, homophobic, anything, speak up, have the courage to do that. And if you hear any clergy person anywhere, anyone wearing this collar, telling you that you are anything less than a child of God, I want to tell you a little secret. That collar isn't worth the 25 cents they paid for it. Ignore them, move on, and fight the good fight.
Running training called Camp Courage, where we are learning how to talk to people who don't necessarily agree with us, and to get them to understand that we're all in this together. We have trained hundreds of organizers. We are fanning out across the state. And we are talking to people door to door, just like they did for the Obama campaign. And you know something? If we could get a black man whose middle name was Hussein elected President of the United States, we can have marriage equality. Because we need to reach out to these folks and make them understand that this is civil rights for everyone, not just for a few.
For being here, and it's important that we have this kind of turnout to show how important this issue is to us. This is a national issue, as you all know. And while I found that what the decision today in California was depressing, we have the ability here in the nation's capital to take back the momentum, not only with the legislation that we've already passed to recognize marriages adopted in other jurisdictions, including the 18,000 in California, but to take it further and to recognize soon marriages, same-sex marriages in the District of Columbia. This kind of a turnout, not just here, but in cities across the country, to say that we care and we're not going to sit back or be knocked down because of California, but we're going to keep the momentum going. Thank you.
Brother Bishop Jackson. Oh, no, let's keep it in prayer. God's working on him. And I asked him a simple question. I said, you're saying that you all oppose same-sex people getting married. He said, absolutely. I said, but two atheists that do not believe in God, Allah, Buddha, Jesus, or anybody else can go to court and get married. But you're saying that two people of the same gender that love God cannot get married. How do you justify it? He said, good question. I said, I know it's a good question. And so, you know, it's kind of like their last stand. And I told them, I said, I'm not angry with you. I'm not mad with you. I understand you are misled and misguided. And we will keep you in prayer. I said, are you telling me that me loving another man is so strong that it interferes with your relationship? I didn't know that my love was that strong. Or is it something else you need to tell me? I told him if he had a God that was not big enough to love gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people, if he had a God that was incapable of making gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender people, I want to introduce him to a bigger God.
I think this is an opportunity for us to build a much bigger, much stronger, much more successful, much more effective marriage equality movement. Here's what we know. We know that the opposition is going to come from outside of the district to try to use race and class issues to divide the city. We will come back at them with love, with openness, with honesty, and tell our personal stories and help to build the kind of grassroots movement we need to win here in D.C. We're going to have to do something that probably will make us feel a little bit uncomfortable. We're going to have to go into Ward 7, Ward 8, Ward 4, Ward 5, and actually engage in one-on-one conversation with people about why marriage is so important. Because if we do that work, we end up with the Ward 8 Democrats, the home district of Marion Barry, voting with us on marriage equality by a 2-to-1 margin.
Last November, when Proposition 8 passed in California, I stood in front of some of you and I said, I am angry. And here we are today, and guess what? 6 months later, oh, I'm still angry. I'm angry because the civil rights of minorities shouldn't ever be put up to a vote. Supreme Court understand that my right to marry has absolutely nothing to do with infringing upon other people's rights to their religious beliefs. This is about dignity and equality under the laws of the United States of America. We rally because we are here to stand together as a community and say, equal rights now! Equal rights now! Equal rights now! Equal rights now!
We might have lost temporarily in California, but we are moving forward across the country, and we are moving forward here in D.C. In the backyard of the federal government, just a mile away from the White House, we are fighting for equality. Every single one of you is going to be key to winning marriage equality here in D.C. and putting another step on the road towards full equality for all Americans. Everyone here in this country, lesbian, gay, bi, trans, queer,